Good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. I'm MJ Lifestyles coming to you from my home and studio in Bournemouth in the UK. Let's just take off that green screen so we can see the cards. Very, very important to be able to see the cards. And see where we are at. Good morning, Shellyanne. How are you this morning? Lovely to see you here this morning. So let's start this morning as we start every morning in an attitude of gratitude. I couldn't think of the words. In an attitude of gratitude. So starting this morning, attitude of gratitude. What three things are you grateful for this morning? What three things are you grateful for this morning? Let's pop them up on screen so we can all have a good look-see and see where we go from there. I'm just trying to share the broadcast to my personal page because that now helps me to actually see everybody. So we are just going to do that while we wait for your responses. There we go. Shared. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How are all of us today? What are we up to? What's happened? How was our weekend? All of those lovely, lovely, lovely things I want to know. Good morning, Karen. How are you? Hey, Claire. Claire, we're due for a catch-up just after this today, aren't we? You're booked in for today, yes? Hey, Lucy. How are you? Good vibes to us all. Absolutely. I sent you a message yesterday in case you knew it. I did get it. Sorry, I did get it last night. I actually just last night. Let's talk about last night quickly. Let's just unpack last night. I did my show yesterday afternoon, as I do on a Sunday afternoon, but I had been rushing around all weekend doing stuff. And yesterday, I just wanted to veg. I just wanted to regroup and take some time out for me and do my own thing and all of those things. And so I just wanted to step back and unplug, really, was kind of the thought. And so it got to about 20 past 7 last night, and I said to Andrew, do you know, I just feel like sitting here and watching TV with you. I really don't feel compelled to do my broadcast this evening. And the response I got was amazing. The response I got was, well, you know, you're a grown man. If you don't want to do it, rather don't. And it might sound a little bit selfish, but I will not work spiritually if I'm not in the right frame of mind to do so. So really, really, really important. And I kind of just thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to have the night off, which is why I took the night off last night. Nothing was wrong with me going on from last week. Nothing was wrong with me at all. And it was just one of those things where I decided, you know what? I need the night off. So I listened to my own body and my own mind, and I cancelled last night. Apologies to people who really always join in and really want to take part, but you know, the thing we all need to remember is that I do it because I want to do it, not because I'm being paid, because I'm not being paid, not because I'm being, you know, solicited to do so. It's kind of like it's something I wanted to do on a Sunday night to give back. But if I'm not in the right frame of mind for it, if I'm not feeling it, then I won't do it, because then I'm doing it for the wrong reasons. You know, if you're going along and just going through the motions, you aren't really putting the commitment behind what you're doing. So that's why I just took the night off last night. Apologies if you were affected by that, but I have to sometimes do my own thing as well. Right, Neil says have to drink some lemon water. Yes, it's really, really good. Andrew gets the Tesco lemon juice. It's a green bottle, obviously. I think it's in the baking section, and literally it's a plastic bottle. So I just do 2 short squeezes into a pint glass, and I'd probably drink 8 or 10 of these pints a day, and it actually has helped me with losing weight. But it's started tasting like lemonade now. There's no sugar in it. It's just the lemon juice and the water. but I think my head makes it feel like lemonade. Contract signed, money paid, house bought, so happy. Amazing. Good for you, Luce. Good. Grateful for being alive and healthy. Grateful for wonderful, nutritious breakfast and my warm, cozy house. Yeah, it's 1 degree in Bournemouth today. Can we have a moment to think about that? It's 1 degree centigrade here today. I'm really glad Andrew switched the heating on early this morning when we got up. Hey, Maisie, how are you? Chilly and love. Rach, morning. I'm still thinking about which week. Okay, get back to you on Messenger. How are you feeling on this morning, Monday morning? I am really, really good. No problem. Come back to me whenever you want. I can book you in this week, Rach. I've got availability this week to do readings, so I can certainly read for you this week. Guys, I can do readings, consultations, all sorts of things via the internet. I don't have to be live in person with people. Obviously, I prefer that, and I love people coming here, but I can do stuff via the internet. Claire, have we confirmed for today? Morning, everyone. Grateful for the few hours Benson. Oh, new pup. Oh, let me just sleep. How loving and clever he is, friends and family. Oh, I want a picture. I want to see him, Jenny. He arrived yesterday, didn't he? Grateful to have a week off and chill with Cat. Grateful to have food in the house and having crafts to do. Amazing. Amazing. Good for you. Yay. Can we do a virtual coffee about 1? I've got to go and pick something up. I can't, Claire. I can only do like 10:30 till 11. The reason being, we can change it to tomorrow, Claire. We can change it till tomorrow. The reason being is it's my day with Andrew, and I don't like to disturb my day with Andrew. So, like, I usually have a virtual coffee, and then I go and sit with Andrew. So I don't want to cut into my afternoon with him. Morning, Claire. How are you? All need a break. Absolutely. I'm also human. Shelly-Ann, I'm coming for you. Shelly-Ann, I'm coming for you. Be warned. I might just call you at 10:30 this morning, Shelly-Ann. Hey, Wilson. How are you? Right. Yes, so really, really good. Grateful for coffee, good night, sleep, sunshine today, and connecting with the tribe. Amazing. I'll need a break sometimes. Yeah, sun is shining today. Way too cold for me down in Cornwall, I'm sure. -2 in Newton. I'm grateful for my central heating blankets and snuggles. Oh. Tomorrow's good. Yeah. Shillian, I don't care what you're wearing. I'm not the fashion police today. I'm not the fashion police, but I'm coming for you. 10:30 this morning, seeing as Claire's just transferred her call. Claire's deferred her call to tomorrow, so Shelley-Ann, I'm coming for you today. I don't care about pajamas. Ask Neats. We often have pajama chats. Right. So be warned, Shelley-Ann. 10:30, I'm calling you. Right. So great weekend was had. Really relaxed, really chilled out. Did some nice shows. Enjoyed my shows this weekend. Got a stunning show tonight. My makeup show's on tonight, and Wilma Lee Wilson will be my guest this evening. So there's that to look forward to. We did a little tribute yesterday afternoon to, and I haven't mentioned it here this week yet, or last week. And in my head, I wondered why I hadn't mentioned it. But I think it's important to recognize Captain Sir Thomas Moore. Now, he was a war veteran. He was 99 years old when he decided he wanted to raise £1,000 by doing 100 lengths of his garden, walking 100 times backwards and forwards through his garden at age 99. That's what he wanted to do in April last year. And he wanted to do it before his birthday, his 100th birthday. So then he sets out to do that. So his goal is basically to get sponsored to £10 a lap, £10 a walk. And it made me think. It made me think a lot. Because a man at age 99 decides he wants to do something and he has a goal, right? And his goal is to raise £1,000. The news spread like wildfire, and that's social media for you. Within the first 24 hours, he'd raised £70,000. 70,000. 70 times what he wanted to raise within one day. And now today it stands at 32 million pounds that he raised by walking his 100 laps. He then obviously gets a lot of press coverage, gets covered everywhere because people are interested. It's a good story. It's a feel-good story. He raised the money for the NHS Trust and all its subsidiaries and things like that. And you think if a man at age 100 can do that, then anything is possible. Anything is possible. He then goes on to be interviewed by GQ magazine and is photographed wearing rainbow laces, supporting an LGBTQIA+ initiative called Rainbow Laces, I think it was called. And basically, it's an initiative to spearhead and to bring awareness to inclusion in sport. And he came out as a gay ally, and what that means is that he stood with the people, their ethics, their morals, etc. And he came out and said, I am happy to stand with these people. And then tragically, he contracts COVID and passes away last week. Now, it's not a feel-good story at the end because the poor man passes, but he had reached 100 years of age, which I think is an amazing milestone. But he set out his mind to raise £1,000, and he raised 32 million. He also touched the hearts and souls and minds of countless more people than that. Because in order to raise £32 million, you've got to get into the households and into the minds of, if it was £1 a person, you have to get into the hearts, souls, and minds of 32 million people. Now, granted, people were donating large sums, small sums, whatever they could afford, but the fact is he still got, from his little home, wherever he was, he still got recognized, noticed, supported by all those people from all those places. And that's phenomenal. That's really phenomenal. Just think about it for a moment. For one man to decide to have a project, to do something, and then to go ahead and do it to such an extent that he raises awareness, he raises a profile, he, at his age, uses his platform to come out in support of groups that he's not necessarily involved with, but in support of. That in itself is just phenomenal. It really and truly is. So I'd like you to think a moment about that too, because I spent a long time thinking about it, and how one man can create a ripple that can affect so many people. And the money that's been raised will help so many people. Will help so many people. So that was my thought for last week. It was my sort of inspiration for this week, just how we are able to take inspiration from another event. Grateful for getting through to doctors this morning, my bed and my electric. Amazing. And beloved, grateful for morning's snow. A new day in my home. Has it snowed? Did you get snow? I am well, thank you, Anusha. I know his strength is so inspirational. Yeah, my grandmother here passed at 95. And she was phenomenal right up until the end. He left a legacy. He absolutely did. Touched so many lives as it given so much hope to many. Yeah. Oh, you also had snow. Why don't I get snow? Andrew doesn't want it. I want it. Let's do a card for everyone. Let's do a card for everyone. I love how the viewership goes up. We were up on like 20 people watching, and then I get a little bit serious and I want to talk about a serious topic and we've dropped down to 11. I can't get the measure of why people tune in for the day, if that makes any sense. Like, why do you tune in for the day? Is it for the inspiration? Is it for the heartfelt stuff? Is it because I'm pulling cards? It's interesting as a dynamic to see how the viewership fluctuates. It goes up and down, up and down. And it's interesting to see why. Danielle says they had snow too. Grateful for only a light covering of snow, my warm, safe home, and my family and friends. Snowing when you went to work? Oh, Jane, I haven't looked on the floor outside. I can't see the floor yet. It's blooming cold and cold this morning, but bright sunshine, just gorgeous. Only the deep thinkers stay. Love Cornwall, want to retire to Tintag. Now, you guys say Tintagel, I think you guys call it, Tintagel. In South Africa, we would call it Tintagel. It's an Afrikaans place. We actually have one in South Africa called Tintagel. The G is a sound. Right, let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. Who'd like a card? Let's go. And we've got, Magic Prayer. Card 32, Magic Prayer. So here this lady's throwing her head back in prayer. She's sort of looking up to her inspiration. Behind her, you can see this. You guys will probably see it as a white ball of light or energy, but it actually is pink. On the card, it's actually pink. It's just reading as white where you are. There, you can see that more as pink now. Looks a bit candy flossy. Now, Magic Prayer, she's also got butterfly wings over her eyes. Butterflies are a symbol for transformation and metamorphosis, and she's actually able to see now. She's able to really look through, see past, understand, know. And this is what she's doing. She's throwing up a magic prayer. The ball of energy behind her here, that for me, your pink is your higher heart chakra. So it's your hopes, dreams, aspirations, and wishes. But she's really collecting them in one place and just throwing up those thoughts to Spirit, God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in. I'm not here to convince people. And she's really investing in her magic prayer. What is it that she really wants to attract? How is she doing that? How is she throwing back her head and really looking for the answers that she seeks within herself? So, and it's also card 32, which comes to a 5. 5, of course, is all about being open to the unexpected surprises, unexpected opportunities, experiences that are laid out for us, that are on their way to us, and how we actually cope with and deal with them and sort them through in our minds. So really, really, really good card for inspiration for this morning. Magic Prayer, really all about how you invest your energy, invest your time, invest your mind. Have you liked our YouTube channel? We are now on YouTube and on Facebook as MJ Lifestylist. Go along, find us on YouTube, give us a subscribe and a little follow, and you can catch up on all these episodes. They are streamed live to YouTube daily, so there's no editing. There's none of me trying to make myself look good or trying to piece together things. And you can catch up on other episodes. So really, really good. So blessed to live in this amazing place. Yes, we are. Didn't stay, but kept trying as we were unloading the delivery. Ooh. Relatable. Succinct. Oh, Rachel, you make me smile. So let's pick another card and let's see how the day will go moving forward, let's say. How will the day pan out moving forward? Oh, we've got a jumper, and our jumper is card 43. It says details, details. Jumper means the card fell out the deck. So while I was shuffling, the card jumped out the deck and landed on the table. And if a card jumps out of the deck, you need to pull that card. So 43 comes to a 7. 7, first and foremost, is all about transformation and metamorphosis. So further relatable to the butterfly that we had over the eyes from the card before. There's a mouse here with a dunce cap on. He's looking through a magnifying glass, and it says clarity, important notes under the magnifying glass, but there's also a compass there. There's all sorts of energy, little looks like fireflies all over the place. But there's just this idea of energy and knowledge, etc., etc. Details tells us to look at all the fine print of what we're going through at the moment. So, Lucy, you've signed your papers, you've got your house, really happy for you. Are you sure you've looked through all the fine print? There's nothing ambiguous, etc., etc., etc. So, I subscribed. I was watching one when you turned live. Oh, okay, cool. But tell your friends, because we need to get more viewers on our YouTube. Because at some point we might need to convert and just do YouTube, because Facebook has limitations. Details, clarity, important notes. And look at all the fine print of what you're going through. If you're making any decisions at the moment, I would try and hold off on decision making for as long as possible. Why do I say this? Because we're still in Mercury retrograde until the 21st of February. So communication and all sorts of official business is going to be slightly marred, slightly affected by Mercury retrograde. It does sort of play havoc with communication and that kind of thing. So please be aware of that, be responsible with that, make sure you understand that in a relatable way. Maisie says, such an amazing man. Hopefully he has left his wonderful human nature to inspire us to be caring humans. A very special man. Speaking about Captain Sir Tom, I jumped all over the ambiguity last week and insisted on a rewrite. Good girl, well done. I like that. I will let people know. Fab. Thanks, Danielle. I don't think my solicitor likes me anymore. He's not there to like you, Luce. He's there to charge you money for services. And if he's not providing the service, then he needs to get pulled up on it. Exactly like you've done. So people are there to provide a service and they're not doing what you ask them, then they do need to be jumped all over. Remember, it's a transaction. You are paying money for a service, right? Dennis McCarthy, good morning. How are you? Any souls around me? Dennis, we're not doing that today. Dennis, we have certain designated days. We do Psychic Sunday on a Sunday night, and I do readings for individual people on a Sunday night, but on the basis of picking a card for them. I am going to pick a card in a moment, and it will be relative to anyone who resonates with it here. So if you want to hang around, there will be a card pulled in a moment. I'm just shuffling, and when the card gets pulled, I'll read the card. And it's kind of like a group thing in the morning, in the mornings, Monday through Friday, 10 till 10:30. It's a group reading so that everybody benefits from the cards that are pulled and from the conversation that we have. It's not individually focused, but I'm told by most of the people here that whatever gets pulled usually applies to them. So hang about if you'd like to, or book a private reading if you'd like to, and then we can look specifically at you in private and bring you some answers. So let's see what we pull. Making a choice. Okay. Making a choice. Right, everyone. It's here. This is the last card for this morning. Card 30, making a choice. 30 comes to a 3. 3 is all about change. So let's start there. Change. Okay. You can see a pathway here, and the pathway is leading up and then splitting into 2 doorways. This card, I will say again, I used to read this card as making a choice between a more spiritual life and a more physical life. So choosing more spiritual aspects, more holistic aspects, or choosing sort of more worldly stuff. However, since the dawn of the COVID, I have started reading this card differently, and the messages I'm given about this card now are it's making a choice between our work and life balance. How we choose to spend our time, how we choose to designate our time, because that is super important, and people need to be aware of their commitments to self. So, Dennis and anybody else that's here, if you had, before COVID, if you were spending so much time with work and not enough time relaxing or with downtime or with your families or at home, then when we were issued with first lockdown warnings, it was quite strange to all of a sudden have all this time at home. And yes, some people could work from home, but people had to adjust. So there was this transition between not enough time with family to now spending all our time with family and not enough time with work. And we've now moved forward from that even to where we're now spending too much time at home and now not enough time with work. So the balance and the scales keep getting tipped, but making a choice tells us that we can choose to balance it out, to even it out. And we can designate, a specific amount of time to work and a specific amount of time to play. And it's about finding our balance, finding what makes it work for us. Change is incredibly good for everybody, but it's how you assimilate that change, how you work with that change, how you move forward from that change, that is even more interesting, because you really have to understand why it is that you're making the changes that you're making. So I hope that helps some of us that are here on this call. Change is a big factor for me right now. I feel like I've been making choices to close doors that didn't fulfill me anymore, to open up doors that make me so much happier. Personal development in my personal life too, doing things that bring me happiness. I feel very positive. Amazing. Amazing. Dennis is just giving us a thumbs up. Amazing, Rach. It is one of those things where when you start to make positive change for yourself, or when you start to recognize your needs, especially when you're in a group dynamic, in a relationship, in a partnership, etc., when we start to address the balance, and when we start to address the balance in favor of ourselves for a change, especially when we're so giving of ourselves, that's when we actually find that we come up with our most interesting interactions with self. Because sometimes when we do that, we don't feel worthy of the changes we're making. Sometimes when we do that, we feel guilty about choosing our own needs above others. So there's a lot of toing and froing. And it's really, really interesting to watch that dynamic evolve and kind of figure out for yourself what is truly important for you. And yes, Rachel, sometimes that does mean closing doors. Sometimes that does mean opening new doors, or assigning more time, different time, special time for ourselves and our own personal development. And that could be something as simple as, I don't know, building jigsaw puzzles, because it gives you time for your brain to just unwind. Or in my case, I watch certain types of TV shows that are not spiritually based. So I kind of just have a bit of a unwind or a bit of a detox there. It's really, really important to have a pause button and to have a release button. So at the moment, I'm watching something called Hathaway and Shakespeare and Hathaway, which is like a silly detective series on BBC Catch Up, BBC whatever it's called, and it isn't something I need to think about. It's something that I can kind of just lose myself in. It's a bit silly. It's a bit all over the place, but it's something that I can just lose myself in and not have to worry about impressing people or thinking about how I'm coming across, etc. I can just unplug, and that's important. To take your foot off the accelerator is as important as accelerating. Yin Yang is very resonant with me right now, all about balance. It's also Master Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu is all about Yin Yang. So one of my guides, very, very important right now. I Ching, all of those things. Just arrived, Burrow Frosty outside, finally able to hoover the cat hair up. Okay. Love a good hoover. I have 3. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Yes, trusting you are well. Have you tried your boa on yet? Dying to see a photo of you in your boa. Right, boys and girls, we are going to close for the day. I have got to phone Shelly Ann right now. Whether she likes it or not, she better pick up her phone. And I shall see you all when next you're able to join us. Hopefully tomorrow, if it resonates with you, join us tomorrow 10 till 10:30 in the morning. Don't forget, Tuesdays and Thursdays we are live 8 till 9:30 in the evenings via Zoom. It is £5 per person to attend those sessions. Tuesdays for development of your spiritual gifts, and Thursdays for mediumship. They are lovely evenings that are well subscribed. It's enjoyable, it's fun, it's frivolous. We have a laugh. We can all see, hear, and speak to each other, which is why we do it through Zoom. And Sunday nights we do Psychic Sundays when Martin is available. So please take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup, and you'll be doing the best you can with the tools that you've got. Until we can see you again next time, stay safe, look after yourselves. Much love, MJ.